Welcome to your Daily Writing Habit, episode number 838. If you are writing a book or thinking about it, or maybe you've started writing a book but you need some help getting it done, you are in the right place. Good morning. Happy Sunday, everyone. I'm your host, Christine Whitmarsh. If you're looking for me online, look for Christine Inc., like that stuff we write with. Each day, I'm sharing with you the writing habits I've learned over my 20 years as a ghostwriter, book coach, and author. I have found that three things in particular have a huge impact on your success as an author, and they can even turn a quote-unquote non-author into a published one. Those three things are writing fundamentals, productivity, and mindset habits. And once again, happy Sunday, everyone. As we do every Sunday here on the show, it is Sunday story time, where I grab a book off my bookshelf, whether it's one of my own books, a client book, or a book that has positively impacted me in some way. I read you an excerpt from that book, and then hopefully find a way to apply it to your writing. Today I have chosen a book that has positively impacted me in some way. It is called So What? How to Communicate What Really Matters to Your Audience by Mark Magnacca. And here we go. It is the most recognized opening of any movie ever created. Star Wars begins with these words flowing across the screen. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. And immediately you are into the story of how a simple farm boy, aided by a few newly met allies, tries to save the universe, and a beautiful princess, from a psychopathic emperor. But if the Directors Guild of America, the DGA, had their way, we never would have had that opening. Instead, we would have seen a series of credits like names of the director, the writers, the actors, and key members of the production staff. Only then would the story have gotten underway. Union rules required the credits to come first. It would be hard to think of a more boring way to begin an action movie. Director George Lucas, who also wrote the movie, knew that. That's why he lobbied, successfully, the DGA for special permission to create this memorable opening. George Lucas broke the existing rules and conventional mindset that pervaded the thinking of the movie business at that time. Like a Jedi Knight, Lucas had mastered the so what mindset, the idea that the needs of his audience always came first. As a result, he changed the way people think about the way movies are made. According to Forbes magazine in 2005, the overall revenue generated by the entire Star Wars franchise over the course of its 28-year history was nearly $20 billion. Easily making it one of the most successful film series of all time, and George Lucas one of the most successful directors and entrepreneurs of all time. I want to be clear that I am not saying that having credits at the beginning of a movie is necessarily wrong. By way of contrast, the second most profitable film franchise, the James Bond movies, included black and white credits at the beginning of every movie. However, the way the opening is structured, with music, imagery, and the famous gunshot where the screen turns red, allows the James Bond series to capture audience attention in a very different but still relevant fashion. The point is that there are many ways of applying the so what mindset, but the strategy behind the so what mindset is always the same, namely that you must put the needs of your audience first, no matter what you are selling, be it a product, service, or movie. The tactics you use to execute this strategy may be as different as the opening credits in Star Wars or a James Bond movie, but the strategy itself always remains the same. And that again was an excerpt from the book. Excellent book, by the way. Super easy, fast, digestible read. I recommend for everyone from all walks of life. So What? How to Communicate What Really Matters to Your Audience. Or I should say, all walks of life where you are in the business of persuading anyone to buy anything from you, which of course applies to us as authors, which leads me to today's question. How are you putting the needs of your audience, of your readers, first? And perhaps in a way that goes against the publishing grain. Something that might seem to be breaking the rules, so to speak, but something you know that your readers will value. How are you putting the needs of your readers first? Thank you for joining me here on your Daily Writing Habit, where I am helping you, my audience, write and finish writing an awesome book. And be sure and drop by my Ink Authors group on Facebook and let us know how we can support your writing goals. I always drop the link in the show notes. Ink Authors. Until tomorrow, happy writing.